of us who are Christian, Catholic, even other Christian traditions, we're moving into the season of Advent. I want to talk a little bit about that, but don't worry if you don't know anything about Advent or no background. A couple of points I'm making that help us to tie it in with our real everyday lives may say something to you, whatever you'd want to take from it. So Advent, often looking up in the dictionary, now we can go on Google and Google getting the word, it means arrival. And part of the Christian tradition in the season of Advent that's coming up this Sunday and for 4 weeks leading up to Christmas is an emphasis on the arrival of Christ in several different ways. First, the arrival of Christ, knowing the Hebrew scriptures of how that preparation for his coming and being born in Bethlehem and the preparation for that and the anticipation and the prophets saying he will one day come to be a savior. And so his coming in that way. Another way that we often think of at Advent too is his coming and arriving at the very end of time, to come to be a judgment upon us, a saving judgment, wanting to bring us, hopefully, in being open to the love and joy and peace he calls us to bring all of creation and all of humanity to its total fulfillment. We're not totally fulfilled here. So, significant arrival. Another arrival that we really obviously need to reflect on in light of those is being open to the arrival of Jesus Christ in our lives every day, right here, right now, as individuals and as communities, and what that means. Another word that I want to use to tie it in is the word adventure. I was wondering, how does that fit in with Advent? And adventure is basically being open to an exciting activity with enterprise, with enthusiasm, and maybe not knowing where it's all going to lead, but looking forward to it. When away, I believe, and I'll share this a little more, that following Jesus Christ, I know other people may come up from other traditions and I respect that, but following Jesus Christ is one of the most exciting adventures you could ever be on for a lifetime. Saying that, I want to go back and make a contrast. Some of this you may have heard before because I often use my story. Back in 1964, I was a junior at North High School, and I had a paper route. And I remember it was coming up toward Christmas. I didn't even think about Advent. I didn't even think about Christmas much, except I was a paper carrier, and I knew that I would get a lot of tips at Christmas time. I was real excited about looking forward to that activity. And so I remember my mom wanted to go back to New York, which was where she was from. We had an aunt there and a cousin there. And she said, "Are you going to come?" I was 17, but she gave me a choice. And I said, "Ma," because we always went by bus because we didn't have a car. I said, "Nah, Ma, is it okay if I stay home? You'll trust me." "Oh, sure. Yeah, I want to stay home because this is when I get my Christmas tips. This is what makes Christmas Christmas." Okay, so she went and I stayed at home. And of course, I thought I had a great Christmas because back then in 1964, I think I got close to $150 in tips. That was fantastic. That meant everything to me. Well, moving on to 1965, that same month leading up to Christmas, I still had a paper route, but my whole mindset and focus was totally different. The reason, many of you already know, in that year's time, people invited me to the Catholic Church. I started to come. I came in the fall. I learned more about the church. I learned more about Jesus Christ. I learned more about what Christmas is really all about and about Advent, being open to that arrival. And it really hit me because I was working with a priest who we talked a lot about my life and how the Lord wanted to touch my life. I bring this up because he wants to do the same for you, or maybe already has. But he said, "Listen, this is your first real Christmas. You want to be open to how Jesus Christ wants to come more fully into your life. And believe, he was the one who started this notion that will take you on an exciting adventure forever." So I was ready. I was open. It was new for me, that initial enthusiasm. And so I anticipated, I read the scriptures, I learned all about Advent in the Bible, about Jesus coming when he did and how significant that is, and not just a nice story for kids. I learned all about, someday he's coming again and the fulfillment will be there. And I realized right there the difference he could make. And so coming to Christmas, midnight mass, the first time I would receive communion ever and have an understanding of the real presence of Jesus Christ, that was such a joyful moment. And a lot of my friends who were there, who just got to know me, were there with me, praying for me, realizing the joy of being together, that Christmas isn't just for individuals, but communities coming together, realizing and sharing God's love. And my mom got to be part of it too, because I came to a deeper appreciation and love for her and all that she did for me. So, difference made? Yes. I'm just encouraging you as you enter into this season, whatever it means for you, maybe take another look. Maybe this is calling you to have an exciting adventure this Advent leading to Christmas and beyond. An adventure that can be more, and I'm not putting this down, but some people say, I love Black Friday. It's one of the most exciting days of my year. Okay, people can get excited about that. But wow, Jesus Christ, his love, his mercy, his ever presence with us. Now that still keeps me excited. 58 years after that first Christmas, I wised up even without the wise men. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Have a wonderful Advent.